Play fake, defender there, ball's out.
After this weekend's mini camps, the Chicago Bears have signed a new pass rusher, D'Anthony Jones from Houston, who goes by the nickname DA. Welcome to Chicago. This is a hits principle guy through and through. First thing listed on any scouting report you find will either say his motor never stops or he's a high motor player. Before Houston, he played junior college at Long Beach in California. He was a 3-star recruit by 24/7 Sports and ranked as the number 6 JUCO edge prospect in the nation. He had 10.5 sacks before transferring to Houston. He was recruited by a lot of teams to play linebacker, but DA loves rushing the passer and was offered that opportunity in Houston. He played in Houston for 3 seasons. The first year he was there, he only played in 4 games due to COVID. And then his second season, he played at 295 at edge rusher and struggled a bit at times. He still got after quarterbacks, though. Even though he said himself he was playing a bit heavy, he dropped down and played around 270 this past year. He took his game to another level, not just as a pass rusher, but he improved greatly versus the run as well. In 2022, he had 8 sacks, 13.5 tackles for loss, and 5 forced fumbles. He had more forced fumbles than any player in the nation the last 2 seasons with 9. That stat coming from DA himself. He was a PFF All-American for his conference. He finished the season strong with sacks in 5 straight games and 7 tackles for loss in his final 5 games. He was also named to Dave Campbell's first team All-Texas. I watched 3 games of tape from DA's from his 2022 season and 1 game of tape from his 2021 season to get a better feel for his game overall. I also watched a couple of interviews he has floating around YouTube and got in touch with DA on Twitter thanks to my man Vil from the 3 Point Stands pod. Vil, thanks for that connection, brother. Huge shout out. Let me give you my takes, and then I'll read a self-scouting report that DA sent me himself. He has awesome burst off the line and is flexible enough to bend the edge. He is relentless with a non-stop motor. He's a high-effort player, and it stands out on tape. He uses leverage to his advantage and plays with high football intelligence, always keeping his eye on the football. He has raw power that stands out on film. His strength is clearly rushing the passer, which is a huge need in Chicago. His play versus the run has also improved drastically, and I loved his style of play. He plays violent with a recklessness to his game that is just fun to watch. He often bullies his way through double teams to get pressure on opposing quarterbacks. He also looks to strip the ball out and loves forcing fumbles. He had 49 total pressures on the year and was constantly in opponents' backfields. I couldn't find an RAS score on him. He was hurt during testing at his pro day, but most scouting reports say he's limited athletically. I don't buy that. I will say it doesn't look like that on tape. His measurables are good. He's 6'2", 283 pounds, 31 7/8 inch arm length with a 78.5 inch wingspan. He looks the part of an NFL defensive end, but he needs to continue developing his pass rushing repertoire. I saw various times where he could have done even more damage if he had a better counter move, although he constantly drew double teams. His technique is a bit raw, but he still wins due to his non-stop motor, relentless play style, and then power and speed combination off the edge. I talked all offseason about how many great edge rushers there were in this year's draft class, and I knew all along that very talented prospects would fall through the cracks. DA seems like that guy. He fits the mold perfectly. Guys who have 49 pressures in a season do not go undrafted very often. Getting after the quarterback is a skill that gets you paid in the NFL. DA has plenty of talent, and he fits a huge need on this Bears roster. I want to read you guys what DA himself sent me. I will read it word for word and let you guys hear what D'Anthony Jones brings to the Chicago Bears. DA says, I'm an elite pass rusher and ball getter that loves to end games. It shows in my film, and look at the scores. I always showed up when my team needed me, and in stunning fashion, always with strip sacks. I led the country this year in forced fumbles and was top 4 last year. There's no one in the country who's had more forced fumbles than me the past 2 seasons. 9 forced fumbles. How I think about it is a sack is cool, but getting the ball is better and gives us a better chance of winning. That's why I feel I'm an elite pass rusher. PFF says the same thing. I had the highest pass rushing grade out of everyone in the country, and I take pride in that. I want to terrorize QBs all game long, and I've elevated my run game as well. I'm explosive. I see people talking about my pro day numbers. I was hurt, but decided to still go because I'm a warrior. Look at the tape and tell me if I'm running slow. Plus, I don't think anyone in college football had a better get off than me. Not to be cocky, but the tape doesn't lie. But I'm coming to learn and soak things up and give my all. With whatever my role is, I'm a team first guy. Whether it's special teams, giving good looks for starters, or even playing myself, I'm going to do it 110%, and I'm going to bleed for the Chicago Bears. Let's go. I agree with everything DA said. His pass rush skills are obvious on tape. While he's not a perfect prospect, there's no way a dude with this much success rushing the passer should go undrafted. And think of that, in a draft class this talented, with this many edge prospects, he did grade out as the best pass rusher in the nation. I blame it on the amount of talent at defensive end in this year's class, but hey, let's take advantage of that and give DA an opportunity. Ryan Poles showed us last year that he can find diamonds in the rough in undrafted free agency. Jack Sanborn, Jalen Jones, and even Josh Blackwell last year. Poles brought in a lot of players. Initially, DeAnthony Jones was only invited to camp for a tryout, but clearly showcased his talents this weekend and has been signed to a contract. I believe he has a real shot to stick around, and after watching more of his tape this morning, I love what he brings to the table. Our biggest weakness on our entire roster right now is pass rusher. We drafted some dogs for the interior of that defensive line and signed a couple of free agents, DeMarcus Walker and Rasheem Green, that can be really good against the run on the edge, but right now we're lacking someone on this roster that can really get after quarterbacks. That's where DeAnthony Jones comes in. Keep an eye out for this guy. I'll be following him closely all off season. I would not bet against him. Stay tuned, guys. I have my full scouting report and all 22 breakdown on Darnell Wright dropping at 4:30 today. I watched every single game of tape from Darnell's entire college career. I will be doing that for every rookie over the next 2 months and may do full scouting reports on a couple of our undrafted free agents as well. I'd love to do a deeper dive on DA here, as I just loved watching his tape. Stay tuned, guys. I have so much more coming. Please remember to hit that like button for me. And until next time, bear down.
Swifty in the house.
What's up, Swift? It's Kyler Gordon. Just want to do a quick shout out to Swift Sports Network with all the latest news on the Bears. Keep doing your thing. Just hope you have a good day, man. And I just want to say bear down.